Testing, testing. One, two, three.
Ow.
Testing, testing. One, two, three. Testing, testing. One, two, three. Alright, I'm good. So Matt, my good sir, what have been your thoughts about She-Hulk so far for the live action?
For the live action what?
You heard me? The live action She-Hulk stream, like talking about She-Hulk. So what have been your early thoughts on the character?
Well, I
Like
haven't.
like just
Whatchamacallit?
overall from what you've seen.
From what I've seen from the first 3 episodes, it was alright. I, it was alright for the first 3 episodes. And then after the first 3, I haven't watched the first other 3.
But if you had to give it like I'd say a roundabout answer, like directly, would you say so far what you've seen is good so far?
So far the series for me is okay.
Nothing to brag about, or just nothing you haven't seen yet that's stood out to you?
Hold up.
All right,
This game is way too loud.
fixing audio difficulties.
Yes.
All right.
No, I cannot hear the game, but it's fine.
While you get ready to respond to my question, I'm gonna bring up some points on animated She-Hulk. I've been actually I'm just letting you know I'm letting you know about this now. I've actually been meaning to watch She-Hulk, and I'm talking about every iteration of She-Hulk that's been on television, at least from the recent years, like say from the 80s all the way to present day. And I gotta say, I really like Incredible Hulk She-Hulk.
Incredible Hulk, She-Hulk.
Quite literally, she's animated in personality and character. I'm
Yeah.
really I'm really digging the confidence boost that she gets when she becomes She-Hulk. I'm not gonna lie.
Mm-hmm.
Some stuff here and there I was totally surprised by. But I guess for the times it is I think dated to that point, but not in a bad way. I think her greatest points is when she's just directly to the point when it comes to her opinion.
Yeah.
Like, where I'd say where she differs is I say, because, I haven't seen live action She-Hulk yet, but I'm going to be getting to that point. That's somewhere in the future. Probably after I watch Agents of Smash She-Hulk. So after I check that She-Hulk out, I'm going to watch the live action at some point.
Mm-hmm.
But for now, I guess I'm gonna be just,
What
seeing
the?
where I stand with Incredible Hulk She-Hulk. But she's been good so far. I guess I wish she had more of a role other than just a standby character.
Mm-hmm.
But I believe she's gonna get maybe more of a spot to play in the story, maybe in the future. I don't know. But I know she's gonna have like a main character role in the next series that I'm gonna watch. So overall, I didn't have a problem with her.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like I need to see more of her in her currently, and maybe I'll get more of her in her next outing in the next series I watch.
Which makes sense, yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure with the way that they introduced her,
Mm-hmm.
I pretty much liked it. I was really digging the introduction. Though I wish they could have. I don't know, maybe slow paced it a bit, but that's just probably just a bit nitpicky of an opinion there. But I think it's because it's pretty obvious it was dated for its time, so everything was different pace back then. I mean,
Yeah.
my cousin also made a comment about it being really quick, like they just get straight to the point, which isn't a bad thing, but it's like, man, you I thought back then like some series would would be slow with how they build up things, but no, it just gets straight to the point.
Yeah.
I mean, I could be wrong, but I think it may have been a two-parter where she becomes She-Hulk. I'm gonna have to look back at the episode, but if it isn't, then damn, it was really quick.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the case. But yeah, it was pretty stellar. The setup,
Mm.
really really digged the. I'd say the moments she displayed on screen, like,
Mm-hmm.
not gonna lie, it was really funny. Did you know that She-Hulk was actually hitting on the Thing?
Hitting on what thing? Oh, the thing?
Yeah, like she was like, like thinking he looked good. I'm like, I was like, okay, you go, girl. I couldn't. I was like, I wouldn't say jaw drop, but I was almost starstruck at that. I was like, dude, She-Hulk is hitting on the Thing.
Yeah.
It was pretty funny too, because apparently he was like in hot waters with his girlfriend.
Uh.
You know, the Thing's girlfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently he had an argument with her or something. Then he was like, in the doghouse, and he was trying to stay loyal, which was even funnier for the gag. Because at one point he was like humana humana humana. I do recommend the She-Hulk episodes are good watch, at least so far from what I've seen. I am very entertained. Um, really wish maybe some things could get a bit more grounded, but like I said earlier, it's dated for its time, and I brought this up to my cousin. They do not mention her job at all. Her being a lawyer,
Yeah.
but it does make sense since it was like a children's TV show back then. So it's understandable that they did not bring up the fact that she was a lawyer, because, like, logically, I did bring this up. You would agree, when you're a kid back then, do you care about any of the big kids, or, like, major super serious adult stuff back then? I don't think so.
No,
I mean,
not
I
really.
didn't. Yeah, me neither. I never I never thought about, like, any of the lawyer stuff to begin with until, like, when I got to Daredevil. So that I can understand was taken out because, duh, kids children's television programming. It's just a regular kids channel TV show. So that's understandable. But I'd have to say that's a major hit for the character, because as you know, in the comics, that's literally one of the most central parts of her character.
Mm-hmm.
You know that she still will, do her day-to-day life activities, and even while being the Hulk, like
Mm-hmm.
the She-Hulk. Um, I think other than that, I think that's the only thing that takes a hit for her character in the series, is that she can't be the Jennifer Walters that's from her background, her origin.
Yeah.
I also think that in the next generation they don't include that as well, for the same basic reasons, because, television's kids show. And I think, I could be wrong though, because I've never seen any other She-Hulk
Mm-hmm.
character introduction before the 80s. If they ever show her being a lawyer while being She-Hulk, maybe in some, like, form of live action, or previous established animated series, I do not know. But all I know is that in the previous years and in the recent years, from a while back, from, like, I'd say, like, after the 2010s, but not far from the 2010s, they had another She-Hulk from like the Agents of Smash. She's also now a lawyer, so I'm guessing that the only reason why they scrapped her being connected to lawyers, because bada bing, bada boom, same reasons. You'd have to come to that conclusion. Is that no kid's gonna care about a lawyer, which is crazy. Because like when you think about it, I think the same thing happened to Daredevil. Like did you know in Spider-Man the animated series, Daredevil's basically just Spider-Man. Like he does not show himself being a lawyer though.
Mhm.
I think for a lot of reasons, some characters that are either not that interesting. I'm not just saying that to hit on the character's origin as not being entertaining, but more or less for like children and people who do not care about that retrospect. I guess they just scrape that part of the origin off of the character and just introduce them as such. Like I'm pretty sure they don't establish some characters as being a part of like, I don't know. I'm trying to think of maybe some not basic but like just overall like standard origins.
Oh.
Like who got changed back then similar to She-Hulk and Daredevil? I think maybe you could say the Hulk.
Mhm.
But it was done in a way that was trying to... You know what's really ironic, Matthew?
What?
Unironically, they changed the Hulk's origin in the live action, but they made it boring. I'm not even joking. Like,
Wow.
like do you know the Hulk's origin in the comic books?
Nope.
Well, what if I told you during nuclear radiation testing, he was literally out in like a desert field, and he had to save a reckless kid driving out there when they were testing, and in doing so, he became the Hulk when basically a nuclear radiated bomb exploded and turned him into the Hulk. That's basically how he became the Hulk. Do you remember how they did in the live action though?
No, I did not.
He basically just blasted himself with like gamma radiation, so it's like less cool, in my opinion at least. Which is kind of sad, because I actually like the whole desert explosion more. Like by pure chance he got lucky enough to survive, but he got cursed at the same time. Like he got lucky. What I don't like about the Hulk in live action, his origin, is that he was testing on himself. Cause like you get it right, like by pure chance, and
yeah.
I think Tony Stark in the Avengers movie makes like the best example when talking about the whole topic and discussion situation around Bruce Banner and the Hulk. He says that much gamma radiation should have killed him. And then I think Bruce Banner responds with, so I should be thankful for the Hulk for saving my life. Like, like that.
Yeah.
But that kind of gets disregarded if anyone acknowledges the Incredible Hulk as being a part of the MCU. I'm pretty sure some people, they possibly do consider it as a part of the MCU. Some people don't, because let's be honest, there are probably people who do not like the Incredible Hulk. I mean, you know what's really crazy? As the years went by, a lot of people have been actually warming up to the Incredible Hulk movie. They've been warming up to that film. And I'm gonna have probably an unpopular opinion, hot take here. I like the Incredible Hulk. I miss that we don't have that vibe for the Hulk anymore. Because like the whole point of the Hulk is he supposed to be like a tortured, sorrowful soul, like Jekyll and Hyde? Like, when he's normal, he's fine, but when he changes, he's a threat to everyone and everything. And I think you and I talked about this before a while back, but to be frank, I think the Hulk doesn't have that feeling anymore. Like Matthew, you watched the first Avengers film, right? Or no? And the second one?
I have watched both of them.
Both of them? Okay. Did you feel that intimidation like it was actually...
I'm the one that dies.
You okay? That a match?
No, this game is giving me freaking... Ugh.
Getting oofed. But, in my opinion, Matthew, and, you can give me your thoughts. When you watched Avengers 1 and 2, like, you know, the first one and Age of Ultron, when you saw the scenes with the Hulk going berserk, did you actually believe everyone was in a very serious situation? Like, everyone was in a big threat, like they were in danger when the Hulk was around, when he went berserk?
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'd say the best scenes I can give an example are like, remember when he hulked out on the helicarrier, and then, when he, got brainwashed by, Scarlet Witch and went in crazy into that city? Like, you felt like people were actually in danger, right?
Yeah.
Do you get the same vibe anymore from the Hulk?
Prepare
No.
yourself.
Like, modern Hulk right now? No?
No, I don't.
And before, probably anyone in the comments would probably say, oh, but
Oh
of course not, because
my
he's Doc Green, he's like a superhero.
gosh.
What about Hulk before that? Remember Thor Ragnarok all the way to, I think Infinity War? Remember that Hulk? Did you feel like he was no longer bad after that point, since he sounded like he was just a guy who wanted to be left alone? Like, did you not feel that intimidation from the Hulk anymore?
I mean, ever since he got his ass handed to him, I don't see Hulk as intimidating at all. But...
Oh no, that's fine, because let's be honest, the Hulk retired as soon as Doc Green showed up, you know, Bruce Banner took over the rest of the body. So, like, how do you feel about Bruce Banner Hulk now? Like, you know, Professor
I actually like
Smart
it.
Hulk. You actually like him? But do you think he's intimidating, though?
No, I don't think so. But I actually like,
No, it doesn't have to be a bad thing. Like, it depends on your take. Like, do you think it's a good thing that he's no longer intimidating? Like, he's no longer seems to be a threat to anyone? Like, just out of curiosity.
I think... What should I call it? Oh, wow. Huh. Can you see it? Oh, okay. Because there's a guy in the... Okay. That's... Okay, game.
Match point. Blue team.
From like the... From the...
Victory.
like threatening aspect, I don't think... You know... He can be a threat. But...
Yeah.
He can be a threat, but the way he's like portrayed, I don't think he would
Fits
like
that
do
position
anything.
anymore.
Yeah.
Like, is that due to the past experiences up to this point, or just how the character is now?
That's from the experiences for sure.
Because, like you said, it probably due to the fact that he lost in Infinity War, that he lost that edge, in your opinion?
Yeah.
My mother told me that fighting does not make you a hero.
Now, do you think you would still keep that kind of, like, I'd say, that kind of serious tone and vibe throughout the rest of the MCU?
Oh, hello.
If he had beaten up Thanos, like, you know, got his justice due, and actually beat him up in Endgame?
I think he would have, like, not, if he wouldn't have gotten his ass handed to him from
No,
Thanos.
I'm just saying, like, if he got justice for Infinity War and beat him up in Endgame, do you think he would keep that serious tone and vibe?
I think so, yeah. Which he should have got his revenge, but they didn't give it him.
Nope. I believe it was confirmed. They changed the Hulk beating up Thanos scene to Captain Marvel beating him up instead. Which I do not know why. I can understand them changing most of the scene for like, for instance, you know, Hulk was supposed to destroy the ship and beat Thanos, right? You and I probably both can agree we have no problem with her destroying the ship. Like, you know, saving the day, destroying the ship, so everyone can like, you know, stop covering behind Battleground. But the fact that they let her fight Thanos as well instead of Hulk, I believe diminishes the character in my opinion, because he had the chance to get his justice due, and instead got replaced for a moment that, in my opinion, took the wind out of my sails for the Hulk, because in my opinion, the only good thing the Hulk did for that entire film was snap his fingers. Which isn't a bad thing, because he essentially saved it. Like, you know, he brought everyone back, you know, for the war. But at the same time, personally, for the character's growth, he should have been able to get justice for getting his butt handed to him in Infinity War. Like, you know, when, the very scene I think a lot of people brought up, that actually people were worried about, like, you know, for a good reason. Remember the scene with the Ancient One? And, her, like, I'd say, you know, remember when she gave Bruce that out-of-body experience, and, like, you know, made his soul leave his body?
Yeah.
People were like, oh, damn, this is crazy, that means the Hulk is gonna come back. He never came back. Because, think about it, because they're basically two separate characters.
Match point.
And that's the whole point, it's like Jekyll and Hyde, get it? So, I thought the same thing, to an extent. I didn't really, like, put two and two together until after he left his body. I was like, wait, couldn't the Hulk, like, take over the body when Bruce is not in it? So I thought we were gonna have a situation where Hulk didn't want to give up the body anymore. He was gonna be like, oh no, puny Banner. And in all honesty, I wished that they never did that off screen. I still think that the 5-year time skip is essentially the worst thing to ever happen to the MCU.
Hope you are not too crushed.
Yeah.
And the reason why I say that
You
is just due to the
just
fact
standing there.
that, you know, a lot of things that, you know, quote unquote happened during the two films, like from Infinity War to Endgame, all that like probably crazy things happened off screen. It's just, it's like a, like you know when you're when you can't accept something happened, but it did happen, but without your knowledge. Like you're like, wait, no, that didn't happen. I didn't see it happen. That's basically the 5-year time skip.
Yeah.
I don't know what your thoughts on it are, but in at least from my perspective, my opinion, the 5-year time skip will essentially be the one thing that ruins the MCU going forward because no one will ever talk about it. Like for instance, remember well, I don't know if you watched it. You probably did. You probably didn't, or barely watched it all. The Falcon and the Winter Soldier series. Now,
Yes.
you know, in that very series, they talk about how the government had to deal with the fact that everyone just showed up. Like, you know, they reappeared from thin air. Remember that?
Mhm.
So, I gotta bring this up for clarity. You know what does not make sense?
What?
Why didn't the Avengers tell the entire world that they were bringing people back from the dead?
I don't know.
I'm just saying that seems like a really, it's a personally void form of dialogue. Because who in their right mind would be like, alright, let's just not tell the, like, I don't know, your government, not even our government, our entire countries, the entire world, like, you know, nations, anyone, that, hey, we're bringing back a lot of people, how about you get ready for that?
Yeah.
And instead they're like, alright, let's just bring everyone back, no consequence. Because unironically, and I don't like this either, I don't know how you feel about it, but this is just a personal, I don't even care if this sounds nitpicky. This is probably even possibly another hot take. I do not like the fact that we had, and I'm just gonna say it, we had Falcon and Winter Soldier. We had Falcon, Anthony Mackie's character, say that he did not get money, did not even get paid, like, you know, being like a government official or working with the Avengers. And you know what that makes Iron Man like look out to be? It makes him look out to be like I'd say not like a good person, because think about it. When you think of Iron Man and, you know, him being an Avenger, you would think that he would take care of his friends, right? Like, you know, actually pay them for their good justice, you know, actually helping them save the world. You would think if any of them had money troubles, that he would actually, you know, pay off of their debt or something, like, you know, like for instance, when theoretically, everyone who essentially, I don't know, I'd say quoting the previous film, betrayed the Sokovia Accords, like, you know, the people who went against it, like, you know, Captain America, Falcon, Widow, etc.
Yeah.
What if after all of that, I don't know, they pay their debt to society during Infinity War and Endgame? People who were dead, you know, I'd say they get I don't know, what's the word? I think pardoned, you know, for any possible what could be seen as like betrayal to their countries or whatever, and then they're treated as U.S. citizens again, like, you know, people who, you know, I'd say even if they did quote unquote bad things or didn't obey their government, they paid their debts to society, even if they believe they didn't do any wrong, which I don't think they did. I'm just saying, like, you know, if their government believes that they didn't pay their debt to what they've done, they just completely scrub their record because of Endgame, you know, saving the entire universe. Why is it that Tony does not help any of his friends with their debt problems? Like, come on. it just makes Tony out to be a bad guy. And I don't think he's a bad guy. I am on the firm belief that he actually helped pay his friends. The fact that they did not acknowledge that feels like they're trying to diminish the character, like he wouldn't actually help out his friends or people who actually worked with him and actually save the world. Like, come on. Like hell, Matthew. He gave over probably what could be seen as like over $1 million suit to a teenager. But you're telling me he would not help pay his friends if they can't afford to live in a house?
Yeah, true.
Like, come on. That doesn't make any sense.
What
I
should I
don't know
call
what your
it?
thoughts on that, but that's just what I think.
Yeah, from Stark's perspective, it wouldn't make sense at all to help actually his friends that he's known for a while.
Because like, just look at Age of Ultron. They were chilling in his goddamn tower.
Yeah.
Like they were just partying and whatever. But you're telling me that if like, and someone could bring up a valid point. Like, hey, during you know, Endgame, after his death, you could say, oh, but he's dead now. He can't help the people after Endgame. What about his wife?
Yeah.
Technically, she now owns the entire conglomerate that is Stark Industries. So you're telling me she can't just, I don't know, you can't, so a friend can't ring her up and be like, hey, I can't afford anything right now. Could you please help my family out, please? Like, I'll try to pay you back or whatever. Like, come on. And you really think she wouldn't want to be able to help them out? Like, come on. I get it. She's a grieving wife, grieving widow, but still, I'm pretty sure she would be there for her friends as well, even if she isn't as close to them as Tony was. Like, truthfully, like, what are your thoughts on that? Do you think Pepper would be willing to help out any of Tony's friends or like teammates, even
Oh
after
yeah,
his
for
death?
sure.
Yeah, like, come on. Crazy thing is, even I swear I'm using Tom Holland Peter Parker as an example again. Happy, look at Happy, bro. he's like giving them like you know, funds for like people who became homeless after the snap. See, that's another thing that bothers me too. That the Avengers didn't bother to tell any of the world governments around the world that, hey, we're bringing people back from the dead, like they never left. A lot of those people became homeless. Think about that. Crazy thing to think about.
Yeah.
Which is crazy to me because there's so many missed opportunities within those 5 years that we never see. Like correct me if I'm wrong, but I mean, I don't know any of this information, so you could probably like lay it on to me if you know, because I do not remember. Does Shang-Chi take place after Endgame?
After Endgame, yes, it does.
Okay, because I had no clue if it took place after Endgame. Because like the only film that they acknowledge that takes place after Endgame is, I believe,
Choose your character.
like you said, Shang-Chi, but then they said the prequel Black Widow came out before Infinity War.
Yeah.
I don't know if I told you this, but you know, in my opinion, I think Black Widow was a missed opportunity after Infinity War.
Yeah, I think they should have done way before.
No. I'm on the firm belief that yes, she should have gotten a film way earlier. I mean, hell, did you know that we weren't supposed to get Captain Marvel first?
No, I did not know that.
We were going to be getting She-Hulk,
Mm-hmm.
but apparently, and I do not have evidence for this. I only saw this in like in a thread covering the series at the time when they were talking about reshoots. They said that during the shooting of the original She-Hulk plot, whatever, they said that so just take whatever I say with a grain of salt here. Because if I can't find it, then like I just said, take it with a grain of salt. But if I can, I will send it to you. I'll probably try to show it, or I don't know, link it in my discussions or whatever. But it was said that during the shooting of She-Hulk, it was originally planned to come out after Infinity War, but before Endgame. But apparently, the scripts were not so positive by audiences and by critics alike, or mostly audiences, I don't know, that they had to scrap it entirely and have to postpone it all the way to 2022. So basically, nearly over a few years, they had to postpone the entire She-Hulk story until 2022. So I don't know if that was a bad thing or a good thing, because, you know, I'm gonna say this now, I haven't seen the show. All I know is like clips and discussions. I have not seen the show, don't have an opinion on the show yet. But whether or not that's a good sign, I don't know, you tell me. Because if they had to postpone what would have been either, I believe, what was supposed to be a series maybe, or a movie, had to get postponed. I'm leaning towards the fact that it could have been a series. Had to get postponed all the way to 2022 was probably a big deal. I don't know. But also, to go back to the Black Widow notion, I think firmly, I'm on the firm belief that as much as it pains me to like get to this point, Black Widow, you know, was a missed opportunity. Everyone agrees with that. Like, you know, she could have had a movie a long time ago, way before Wonder Woman. But the second biggest missed opportunity was to have Black Widow's movie take place after Infinity War, but before Endgame.
True.
Because
I think that's where we should have started.
you know what would have been really intense for the Black Widow character? Imagine this. This is after Infinity War. Half of the universe is dead. Probably half of the population of the Earth is gone. It's nearly an apocalyptic wasteland where governments have nearly fallen, and civilization is nearly like torn asunder. Everyone believes it's like the end of the world because, like, you know, their friends, their family, most of their loved ones, like anyone closest to them is gone. Like they're just dead. They don't know where they went. They're gone. Black Widow and every other Avenger, I don't know, is probably being blamed for this. Because because logically, you can like contribute this to the government's response. Like, whenever something bad happens, it's always connected to the Avengers. So they would have tried to further blame them for this. So then, I don't know. The first few minutes, you could have had the Black Widow movie start with, and this is just a plot pitch rewrite. Tell me what you think of this. Imagine if the first few minutes of the Black Widow movie was taking place after Infinity War, and the first few minutes that are like playing out is like her on the run with the rest of the team. You know, Captain America, technically Falcon and Bucky are dead, but like, they still can't be going free because they're being blamed for this whole entire mess. To make this even more interesting, Bruce, in a fit of distraught and like upsetting rage, finally hulks out at the worst time. And that's how Captain America and Black Widow get separated, and that's where she has to go in alone. But the Hulk gave her some time to escape. So then she's on her own. She has no help. She's then being attacked by Taskmaster.
Yeah.
Not the character that we get introduced to in the original Black Widow movie. I'm talking about actual Taskmaster. He's being paid by the government to kill her.
Yeah.
And also, for personal reasons, he's out to get information from her about, I'd say, I don't know, anything S.H.I.E.L.D. related concerning the Avengers and her background.
Yeah.
Through the Black Widow project and the Super Soldier project. Like, you know, involving Captain America.
Yeah. That'd be cool, honestly.
Like the whole point of this would be like
I just wish they used Taskmaster correctly. I wish they just used Taskmaster correctly. But it's very unfortunate.
I mean, we all do, but I don't know. I don't think we're ever gonna see Taskmaster.
But, I mean,
the way he like you know originally was.
They've done my boy Moon Knight justice.
I mean, there's a lot of characters that I'd say are and aren't like their counterparts in current Marvel live action. Like, for instance, I'd say the biggest one, in my opinion, is probably Tom Holland's Spider-Man, Peter Parker. Like, that's the biggest one that was changed.
I'm gonna get off, Kenny. I'm tired.
Oh, okay. You have a good night then. I'm probably just gonna ramble on until I go to bed.
Alright, though. I will see you.
Alright.
Always.
Have a good night. But yeah, this is just ideas that I'm just throwing out there because from what I see with going back to the previous topic, because I rambled on to other things for probably no reason, but just, you know, connect to it. A lot of storylines do not get picked up in comics, which is pretty crazy. I mean, we don't even get, I mean, we technically do get the wacky stuff, like the funny stuff or crazy stuff, the ridiculous stuff, but we don't tend to get the stuff that really matters to the origin of the characters. I wish we could have seen more of that, but we just don't. And I'd say, and I get it, nothing's ever going to be told in the comic book accurate way. That's just probably a nitpicky opinion, depending on how anyone sees it. But that's just me. I'd like to see some stuff adapted. I mean, some stuff obviously could get changed, but depending on the notion, I don't know. You could probably just see it as either good or bad. I have no particular bias here. I just wish the story could be told well, and the characters could be strongly written. But so far I'm liking She-Hulk right now in her current state in the animated series that I'm watching her in. Gonna see her in the next show, and that show's gonna be far longer, where I get to see more of the character. But when I say more, I mean significant portion, not the entire bit, because like I said, they cut out most of her origin and background. Because I guess with the later series, they do not show her origin again, they just show her right off the bat. which is not necessarily a bad thing. It's just pretty odd that not odd in the sense like, oh, we don't get to see an origin, but I just wish we could like see it without it just being lore dumped. Like, you know, someone just giving us exposition like, oh, this and that happened to them, and then we're moving on. I just wish we could see like I don't know, at least clips, segments, images, even images, just like a portion of a flashback. That'd be good. Though I'm not advocating to see it. I would just like to see at least a form of exposition here and there that's further beyond just words. But it isn't bad. It's only just for those who do or do not know the characters. Like, for instance, in I think the Agents of Smash series, Red Hulk's a part of it. Dude, I would never thought in a million years Red Hulk would be with the Hulk as part of a team. It's just insane. Like, the dude hates his guts. Like, he genuinely does not like Bruce Banner Hulk. He does not like him. He thinks he's a threat, and that's why he made himself the Hulk as well. But in doing so, he made himself a threat as well, which I think is quite ironic in that retrospect. But what can you do?
What's the problem this time? Demons? Aliens?
It's just a matter and moment of clarity. Though I will have to see more of like how they write that character, because I believe that character's in the I'm gonna more or less call it the what do I call it? I think I'm gonna call it the Disney Ultimate Spider-Man universe, or like just honestly, I don't even want to acknowledge that portion. The Drake Bell Spider-Man universe. Oh, that's so awkward. But
Prepare yourselves.
But yeah, just a pretty tough situation to get around the whole, like, you know, I'd say when it comes to a meaningful setup or a less significant storytelling portion of the story.
Don't even think about it.
I think I'm gonna be interested in to see what else the characters have in store. I think this is probably something I'm gonna probably harp on too long of, so I'm just gonna probably keep this portion brief. Obviously, wish we could actually see her true character. In a sense, like, you know, you get the best of both worlds, see her as Jennifer Walters' She-Hulk while she's a lawyer, animated, but too bad we're never gonna see that. Because I don't think we ever see that. I could be wrong though. I hope I'm wrong, but I just don't think it's gonna be likely to see She-Hulk as a lawyer in an animated series. Because I think it would be very fun. You know, just, and come on. I get it. Like, you know, some people believe children do not have, like, very strong attention spans. Like, people really think they have low attention spans, but I think kids are pretty smart. You know, you gotta give them more credit, you know? Give them credit where credit's due.
Match point. Blue team. Get over here. Victory!
I am the daughter of Hippolyta.
But yeah, I think, other than that, we got no complaints whatsoever.
Let's go!
And I hope I hope she has a very strong track record in the upcoming series I watch. Probably thinking of doing this for someone else as well, but I don't know anyone else that I could think of at the moment that would actually be a good candidate for me to compare. For now, I think I'm gonna lean on original series Incredible Hulk, She-Hulk for now. Maybe Agents of Smash might be better because, you know, she has more, I'd say, time to be a character in her in her role for that part of the series. I do not know, because like I said, barely ever seen that show. Only saw it when it was on TV. But never really finished it, so who knows? Maybe it might be good. Maybe it might not be.
Prepare
Part of me wants it to
yourself.
be, because I don't want to go through the entire show and have to deal with the fact that it's not gonna be what I do not see. But I don't really care. I'm just gonna have to give my honest opinion on it. But
I am here for everyone who needs me.
this is not like a super deep discussion. It's just me probably just, you know, like giving it heart to, like, you know, what I do like about it. I don't think I dislike anything yet. Hope I don't. But that's just me just being, it's just wishful thinking. Who knows? Maybe that might be something I don't know, have a problem with. I might not, I don't know. I don't think I'll have a problem with anything. I would like to say I doubt it, but who knows? Maybe something will prove me wrong. I mean, probably a lot of people would have an issue with the past She-Hulk from the Incredible Hulk series, because, I don't know, I guess she wouldn't, no one would agree with her during that time. And I mean that term loosely. Like, maybe they won't like her, I'd say, people will probably say dated persona, but I think that's actually a confidence booster in the character. It actually makes her really entertaining and interesting to watch on screen, because, you know, she voices her opinion, wanting to be She-Hulk, not seeing it as a burden. I really like that aspect of the character, you know, agreeing that that she does not downplay the fact that what Bruce had to go through is, I think, is a really strong, and I do mean this in every sense of the word, very interested in the character, just due to that display of her, like, you know, sympathizing with Bruce, not downplaying the pain he's had to go through over the years. I especially like that Rick Jones is a character as well, even though I'm mostly talking about She-Hulk here. I like the dynamic that all the characters that close to Bruce have in that series, is that everyone, you know, either feels responsible or just sympathizes with Bruce in such a very sorrowful and depressing way. Because, like, you know, he's going through the hardest times, and that is being treated like a weapon or like a monster, like a freak. It's like really sympathetic towards the respect, like the whole Jekyll and Hyde thing. Only difference is that it's not compelling to be in that state.
Fresh.
But yeah, I think it's a pretty good.
Choose your character.
I've got no complaints. I'd say, yeah. So, until then, I can't wait to see what the character has in store. But that's just my thoughts for now, and I think I'll probably just relay something else by the time I finish the next set of episodes. Maybe until I get to the next stage of the character. Maybe I might actually try to go in depth if I can. I don't know, I'm not good with words. But I guess these are just I'd say my unfiltered thoughts. Nothing behind that, and just what I think of it for now. But yeah, this is what I think. I'm signing off.